Good morning. On this week's episode of The Professor Helps, I'm going to talk to you about a concept that is very difficult for me. It is correction over criticism. So in order to talk to you about this concept, I'm going to have to talk to you about something that I don't like talking about, which is feeling criticized. I don't know about you, but in my life, when I'm working on something, the tendency when you're getting help, because we all need it, right? From time to time, something you don't know how to do, or something that you're trying, or something that you're working on. Recently, I was on my language website, and I'm not going to name names. And I was working on a section, and when I was done, there was a message that indicated there was a red indicator light. And anytime you get something wrong on this site, it gives you like a red bar that says that it's incorrect, and it tells you why it's incorrect, and it also makes a sound. And so there's a lot of things to indicate that there's a correction. But recently, when I finished my section, there was a little bar above my name that said Demotion Zone. And I got really upset, and I started to say, well, Demotion Zone, like what is that? Like why are they criticizing me? I've been on the site every day. I mean, I've worked really, really hard, and sure, I mean, I could probably be doing more sections, but I'm working full time, and I have a daughter, and I have a life, and there's a lot of stuff I'm doing, so I'm fitting it in where I can. And I realized that I was frothing myself up into this worried milkshake over a line over my name that means nothing. Like for me, I'm studying the language because I love it. And by love it, I mean je l'aime. I love French. And so I'm studying the language of French. And I let this little red line determine how I was going to feel about my progress. When I have consistently been on this website for 100 days. So I formed the habit. I'm actively working on the language. I'm getting better every single day. And I let this one little red line make me feel so criticized instead of corrected. And sometimes my 4-year-old will help me with my homework, and she calls it helping with my French homework. And she'll stand there and she'll watch. And so, oh, you got it wrong. And so I've really had to say, yeah, getting things wrong is how we learn. And while I'm teaching her, I'm also kind of reteaching myself. So I guess the thing that I want to get across today is that it's not criticism, it's correction. And when you were in school, people corrected you. They gave you grades, they gave you correction. And I'm betting that on your job, there's probably times when you receive correction and you don't like it. I mean, I don't know anybody who says, oh, criticism, yay! I don't know anybody who says correction, yay. It's just a way to reframe, which I'm very big on, because I think that it's really important to talk about what it is that bothers you about that criticism. And I really think that framing it as correction can help you not to take it so personally, and maybe not just you, but also me. One of the things that I thought about is a pilot. When they correct the plane, it's to level it off. Nobody's saying, hey, you're flying the plane wrong. The horizon is giving them a note to correct. And that's all that correction is. Now, are there people who give you criticism rather than correction? Absolutely. But you and I both have the ability to say, you know what? This doesn't apply to me, so I'm going to not take it on. So in transportation terms, if somebody puts something on your boat and they weigh down your boat, you can throw it off. You cannot take it. But I do encourage you to listen to it and realize that there's probably something in there for you, even if you don't like the way it's delivered, or maybe somebody doesn't say it exactly the right way. It's worth listening to. And to illustrate that point, I'll tell a story from a couple of years ago. I received correction from one of my superiors. And one of the things that they told me has taken me a really long time to internalize. And it was really good advice, and I didn't listen at the time. And I have since realized that it's incredible advice, and it's very, very useful. And I've applied it to my parenting, I've applied it to my work ethic, and I think that it's something worth sharing, which is, you know, the acronym THINK, before you speak, think. So is it truthful? Is it helpful? Is it important? Is it necessary? And is it kind? And the last one that I'll add to that is that, do you need to say it? Are you the one who needs to say it? Like, do you need to correct, or do you need to criticize? And again, I'm going to encourage you to frame it through the lens of, I'm correcting this person. I'm trying to help. Now, there are some people who try to be helpful and they're really not. And I'm thinking through that and saying, you know, I think the most important thing about that is, what do you get out of it? Not how do they deliver it, but what do you get out of it? And I think if you really think about it, when someone offers you that opportunity to change or learn, the best thing we can do is interpret it as correction, not criticism. So I want you to think about that. And if you find this message helpful, please go ahead and subscribe, and of course share with people who might need it. And this is your weekly dose of inspiration, motivation, and frustration. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been The Professor Helps, and I'm the Professor, signing off.